them for more information on that. That's the news for the week. And let's go ahead and dive into our favorite part of each week, our special guest interview. And our guest tonight is from the Lafayette region. So I wanted to give an extra shout out to our friends at Written on the River for my nice tumbler here. Our shout out to them for supporting what we're doing for Louisiana artists. We're really proud to partner with them and grateful for our partnership. And they even have Robert's Cove on here. I like that. I saw that earlier. And of course, all of our Louisiana Country Music Live interviews are brought to you by our friends at Explore Louisiana. Lieutenant Governor Nungesser and his team do an amazing job promoting our great state. And we're proud to partner with them to provide more awareness and opportunities for Louisiana country music artists. Tonight's guest grew up in Roberts Cove, Louisiana, in a house where his dad's Cajun band and his mom's country records met head on, and where a family legacy was already waiting for him. His great uncle is Cajun music legend Belton Richard. He started writing songs at 6 years old, and by 14, he was sitting in on traditional Cajun jam sessions on accordion. He built his band from a barn gig in Cow Island into a run through honky tonks, dance halls, and festivals all across the South. And if I'm not mistaken, he even opened for Lainey Wilson somewhere along the way. His sound doesn't pick a side. High energy country rock, Cajun zydeco, all in one set. Please welcome to Louisiana Country Music Live, my buddy, Adam Leger. What's up, dude?
His sound doesn't pick a side. High energy country rock, Cajun zydeco, all in one set. Please welcome to Louisiana Country Music Live, my buddy, Adam Leger.
Can you hear me, brother?
Got you.
What's up, dude?
Can you hear me?
You're lagging for some reason.
I think we got a little sound issue.
Yeah, hop out and hop back in.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah. I'll go through the
Can't hear you
comments here.
through
Aaron Rogers, what's up, Aaron? Thanks for joining in tonight. I see Elizabeth on here. Karen, what's up? Good evening. I hope you got your Billy's Boudin last week. I hope you enjoyed it. Leaf, what's up, man? How are you, brother? Hope y'all are doing well. Let's see. Where are you guys from in here tonight? We got quite a few people in here already. You have to pop in, tell me where you're from. Appreciate you guys joining us. Like I said, if you're watching, hop into comments because they're going to pick somebody out of the comments to win the Billy's Boudin prize pack, which is a pound of sausage, a pound of Boudin links, and a 6-pack of pepper jack Boudin balls. So make sure to get in the comments for us. What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you now. I had some Bluetooth ears in. I think they quit on me, man. How you doing?
I don't know what was happening, man. It was a little bit of a lag for some reason. I could hear it on your end. Yeah, man. Where appreciate you joining us, dude. Where are you coming from tonight?
For having me.
Where are you coming from tonight?
Tonight I'm at Raytone Studio, man. It's actually the guy that plays drums with me, Mr. Ray Bear. He does a lot of music out here. He's actually had some songs on the Texas charts previously. So we're doing some work in here right now, actually working on a few songs.
Oh, nice. I'm interrupting studio time tonight.
Oh, no.
I appreciate it. I got Aaron Rogers on here. I see we got our buddy Dustin Saunier just popped on and said, "Hey, buddy."
What's
Dustin,
up, Dustin? How you doing,
Dustin, we had mentioned you before the show. We were I won't say what it was, but it was all good, and we mentioned you before we came on air. So dude, you grew up, man, in Roberts Cove, Louisiana, and I made a joke earlier and said you get extra points if you can point that out on a map. For folks that don't know where that is in Acadiana Parish or Acadia Parish, where is that, and what was it like growing up there?
Man, it's actually it's right north of Rain, Louisiana. I'd say maybe kind of between Rain and Crowley, Louisiana. And it's a unique place because it's actually a German community. Everyone there typically has a German last name. My mom's a Habits and a Zahnbreaker, so that sounds pretty German. So yeah, it's a isolated German community around a bunch of Cajuns. So it's a pretty unique place, man. I love growing up there. We lived on a farm. It's a crawfish farm now. It was a rice farm when I grew up. But yeah, man, it was a great place to grow up.
Yeah, I like that, man. I'm looking at some of these comments over here, and it says Elizabeth says listening in Crowley, and I guess it's Cheddar. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. It says hello for Ardenville. Hey, Adam.
I know all these people.
Braden says he's watching from right down the road. LOL. Connie Leger says, "What's up?"
That's my mom.
Big old town of Mere is Terry. Dolores says hi from Rain. Natalie from Bro Bridge. You got some representation down there tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I know these people, and it's great group of people right there. You're talking about,
man. I'll say that that's something that I always like to ask people from that part of the state. This is a perfect example of that. Man, you guys are blessed down there because your people, it seems like, really support you. Mm-hmm. And the people down there, it seems like there's a lot of love and a lot of love for music as well. What has just been from that area mean to you as far as that type of support goes?
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man. This area supports local music really well, and there's a lot of local musicians that come out of here because of that. Almost everyone I meet, their nephew plays drums, or their so and so plays accordion, and it's a lot of musicians. I say per capita, Lafayette probably is close to Nashville with how many musicians come out of here.
Some legendary ones too, no doubt about it. Yeah, so man, I always do my research, and sometimes I get it right. Most of the time I get it right, but sometimes you never know what you'll find on the internet. But so I always try to do my research though, and I found that your dad played in a Cajun band, and your mom was a big country music fan. So I'm sure you heard both of it growing up. Who were some of those country artists that really grabbed your attention early on that you remember?
Man, first and foremost, definitely Alan Jackson. I had, at the time, I was born in the late 90s. It was CDs. So I had all of Alan Jackson's CDs, his greatest hits. Man, I had a CD player. I would sit in a chair. I would just after school, I would just listen to Alan Jackson all day, basically. At the time it was, Tracy Lawrence, Tim McGraw, Brooks and Dunn, the whole 90s country thing. And that reflects a lot of what I do, in our shows. We do a lot of 90s country covers in our shows, because that's what I grew up on.
Yeah. What do you think? Obviously 90s country, that sound, Zach Top and everything, that sound is just making such a comeback with the young guys like yourself and all of that. What do you think? What do you think that's, why do you think that it's making such a comeback?
Man, I think it's a really fun music. If you ask me, it's fun. The honky tonk sounding guitars, it's very upbeat. And I think people are looking to, escape and have a good time. I think, I think at the same time, music always kind of comes back in like 20, 30 years, if you know what I mean. Like, maybe in the 2030s, they'll be in the 2000s country. It seems like, it kind of follows a pattern. But, and also, it's, in my opinion, it's great music, great lyrics, great sound.
Yeah, and they made a lot more money back then too. So there's a lot that a lot of people don't think about this, but and I joke about it making a lot of more money back then, but a lot of people don't realize that Nashville lost over 90% of its full-time songwriters in about a 10-year period because the money just went to nothing. Yeah. But back when they sold a lot of CDs, if you just got just a song on a Kenny Chesney album, you were doing okay. Now you get it number one, and you're not hurting, but you still got to go back to work. And so there is something to the songs being better back then because there was a lot more high quality full-time writers back then too.
Yeah, that's true. A lot like with the streaming, I'm sure those songwriters take a big hit compared to what they used to make. Even the artists too, when you sold a physical copy on a CD, it probably paid a lot better than 0.001% on Spotify.
The only way to get paid these days is get out on the road and sell the tickets and sell that merch. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I also saw you. It's your great uncle, if I'm not mistaken, was Cajun music legend Belton Richard.
Yep.
And what were some of your early memories of listening to your uncle and your dad, and I'm sure all those other guys you were around? What were some of your earliest memories of them playing music?
Well, I remember as a kid, my dad formed a band, and they played, a few the Frog Festival in Rain. I remember going and watching them over there. I thought it was really cool to see. My Uncle Belton, he, just At family events, he'd play and stuff, and everybody just adored him for his talent and stuff. And it was very motivational, knowing that and seeing that. And and to this day, man, I love Belton's music. It's some of the best Cajun music there is. If you go check him out on Spotify, it's timeless Cajun stuff, man. He was very influential on a lot of the Cajun bands that are out today. A lot of the Cajun bands are playing his songs to this day. So I'm proud of it.
If I'm not mistaken, I saw where he was like in a maybe I can't remember exactly the name of the Hall of Fame down there, the like Cajun Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, Belton, great vocalist, and like I said, my dad played accordion when I was a kid, so I grew up around. I credit my dad doing that with starting to want to form a band and actually pursue music, and I credit my mom's taste in music for the music I play, the 90s country and the sound I have. So, it's a mix of both, but we do Cajun music at our live shows, to mix it up.
Yeah.
Now and then.
Yeah. Well, this is the part I was like, I don't know if this is true or not, but it said you started writing songs at 6 years old.
Yeah. Now look, I mean, there were 6-year-old songs,
Let's say, what were you writing about at the age of 6?
I think the album was about baseball, like T-ball or whatever, it was those kind of lyrics. But yeah, I had a little notepad. I would sit and I'd, try to write a fake album, and I would put it together on a notepad, and I'd come up with like the track list and stuff, basically trying to, do my best Alan Jackson at the time. But yeah, I love to, see those songs. I need to try to find those songs and check them out, see what I was doing back then.
You might have, hey man, you might have a banger in there that you don't know about.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Yeah,
or whatever.
It was probably similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, you saying that reminds me of my early years, like going home and just getting like the Garth Brooks CDs and just pulling out the front cover, and I would pop my headphones on. Dude, I would never stay in the house, but if I got like a new CD, I would just sit there with my headphones on and read the lyrics while it was. I would just play it over and over till I knew every word to every song. And now I look back, I'm like, man, what was wrong with me? But I got fascinated with lyrics by doing that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And that's what inspired me to, keep doing it. In fact, songwriting is what inspired me to, play music in the first place. It wasn't to sing, it wasn't to play guitar, it was to songwrite. The whole goal was to, release my, own songs and stuff like that. Now along the way, doing cover songs really works, so I don't mind doing them. They're fun to do. Everybody knows them, everybody loves them. So, but there's nothing like songwriting, man, and letting out original music. So
yeah, no doubt, man. So at 14, it said you were sitting in with some Cajun jam sessions and stuff like that, and you were playing accordion, it said back then.
Yeah.
What was it like? I guess, what was it like learning in a setting like that? Because I'm assuming you were with a lot of older established musicians and stuff, and you're barely a teenager. What was that experience for you, like musically?
Oh, it was great, man. There was actually, I'm gonna shout them out. There's a place called Touchettes in Maurice. I used to go there. I think they still do. They have a jam session there every week. I forget what day, or every other week. They would rotate with another place called Papa Top, and we would go. You sign up and you bring your instrument and you get on stage and you play. And there's a standard list of songs that they play kind of over and over. And I would get on stage. 14, I didn't sing or anything. It was just strictly accordion. And what I learned from that was timing, because when I learned accordion on my own, I thought the faster you played the accordion, the better you were. So, when I go to the jam sessions, they'd have a drummer, and I'd be like, okay, you got to actually play to the drummer, not just show off how fast you can play the accordion, So it was a good experience, a good way to start. I recommend any Cajun, younger Cajun musicians there to definitely do that. It's such a great way to make connections. I think there's one that goes on now at Cajuns in Church Point.
Were those guys pretty were they pretty good to you as far as encouraging and all that for you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kind of teach you a little bit, give you a few pointers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was a list you sign up, and I mean, there's not that much interaction at the ones I went to. You just go straight up and play, but yeah, they're always real nice, real supportive. It's, you know, the same way I love seeing a 14-year-old play accordion. You know, it's good to see the culture, you know, and I find a lot of the young guys are into that. You know, there's a lot of young musicians playing Cajun music, keeping it alive. So
yeah, and I've always said, like, with the internet and everything in today's world, you can kind of tell like we're all just kind of slowly becoming just this one culture. And Lafayette, that area down there, is one of the shining examples of no matter where you go in the United States, everything starts kind of looking the same after a while. But Lafayette, that area, that region down there, is one of the areas that still really has a unique culture. And I hope you guys can keep that as long as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the people around here do a good job of promoting that, I find. You know, like I'll see these, you know, influencers on TikTok doing Cajun, you know, talking Cajun is, you know, they go viral. So it's definitely well supported. So, you know, I'm proud to be from here. And like you said, I hope it keeps trucking along, you know?
Yeah, me too. So at what point did you decide that you wanted to pursue being a country music artist?
Oh man. Well, so I started with the Cajun music, and then, you know, once again, the songwriting was the main goal. And I found that, you know, I don't speak French. I can sing the French in the songs, but I don't speak French. So it's hard to write Cajun music for me. So I started writing country, and, you know, I actually started learning guitar, the song In Color by Jamie Johnson. I would just play it over and over again. And I would sing it to people, and they're like, "Oh, it's pretty good." And then, you know, from there, I just started kind of diving more into country, a little classic rock, you know, mixing it up. And when I started the band, it was actually called Adam Leger and Cajun Country, and the goal was to do half a set Cajun, half a set country. But over time, it just, you know, it kind of morphed, it mixed itself, you know. So we do Cajun throughout the set list, you know, here and there. Little classic rock at the end.
Fill out the crowd sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You mentioned some of the early guys, man. You mentioned Alan Jackson, Tracy Lawrence, Tim McGraw, all those really country guys growing up, and you grew up with the Cajun stuff. What do you think that those two genres have in common, and what are the differences?
Oh, man, I'd say as far as for the 90s country, I'd say,
or just country in general, you know, as far as like Cajun music and country music, what do they have in common, and where are they different?
Oh, I find what they both have in common is that the fans of each genre are very big on preserving the sound, you know, and supporting traditionalism. I'd say both genres are big on that.
And obviously there's a lot of differences stylistically, but is the main difference just the tempo and the beat, or are they songs like a lot of the French songs and stuff? Let me ask this, I guess. Are they talking about the same topics and stuff like
that?
The
classic country and the Cajun generally, you know, one's in French, one's in English, but they generally have the same, you know, themes. In fact, Belton himself, my great uncle, he re-recorded a lot of classic country and sang it in French, and a lot of his songs are that, you know. So yeah, they're very similar with that. You know, the waltzes, I'd say the two steps in the waltzes, you know, if you go, because we play a good bit in Texas, and their way of two-stepping is totally different than a Cajun two-step. And I believe the waltz is a little different too. But stylistically, man, you could almost intertwine them. I know there was a time in the 90s where Alan Jackson and Mark Chestnut were doing a little bit of Cajun influence in country music, a little bit of accordion on it.
Oh, you hear it. If you listen, you hear it sprinkled in all the time, man.
Yeah, well, I know Joe Nichols has one where he has a little Cajun accordion, you know, on the chorus. I think it's what's a guy got to do to get a girl in this town? It's
a great one.
But yeah.
I'm glancing down. Maria says, I seen Adam at the Ruins, I guess in Lafayette. She says, awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. The Ruins, that's a cool spot, man. That's a cool place. We hadn't been there in a minute.
Yeah. So I guess last question kind of about those genres, man. I think it's just interesting to me to kind of,
well, one thing I'll say is, Cajun music's very high energy. The more modern Cajun music is very high energy, and we do a lot of these festivals, and we're always, paired up with a Cajun band generally. And man, it makes us want to come out strong after playing, after those Cajun bands, because it's high tempo, it's high energy. Like people like Wayne Toops and Jamie Bazeron, it's very high energy. So country's a lot of mid tempo stuff. So you want to come out, keeping the crowd entertained after all that,
So you think that Cajun side of you, that music, you think that's made a big impact on you as a country artist and the way that you approach
I'd say so,
your shows and everything?
I'd say I'd say so. Just the funness of it, the funness of the music, the high energy of it. I'd say. Yeah. So I'll tell you this too, when we do play in Texas, man, they love Cajun music over there. They love it almost as much, if not more, than people in Lafayette love it. They love it because it's unique to them,
Wow, they get out and they do the dances and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, and it's surprising what they know. It's surprising how far you can go into Texas and they know the Cajun songs.
Huh, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
So you could pull out a good Cajun song over there and it's going to go over.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now I've never done that in stockyards yet. That's getting a little far there, but we can try it. We can try it out.
I bet it would go over well there, man.
Yeah.
So you started your band. It says you were 23, I guess. You're still a young man, but you started at 23.
Yeah, around that time. It was around COVID. In fact, I started a band right before COVID, and then COVID hit. And we had played maybe 2 shows, and then COVID hit. So then we had to sit out for, 2 years or whatever before we could actually start playing again. So at the time I was working for Acadian Ambulance, and I didn't know if I would ever get to play again, because I was seeing personally Acadian Ambulance. I was seeing the whole situation going on with the COVID and everything. So I was like, man, I don't know if live music's coming back. So the band was on hold, and luckily it did. So luckily live music did come back.
Wow, man, that's interesting. So are you still, so you're not working as an EMT anymore?
No, currently not working with them. No, but I enjoyed it. It was a great experience. It was a good company to work for too.
Are you doing music full time right now?
Right now I am at the moment. That'll change soon. It's good to have a little, side thing going on, but at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do a lot of shows and stuff, and I mean, it's hard to do both.
It is
playing as many shows as you do. I think a lot of people don't understand how much work goes into that, and putting on those shows, and how much time, and it's not just show up and play all the time.
It's a full-time job for sure.
Cody says, "Hello, Adam and Ronnie. What's up? How are you?"
What's going on, man?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, man. So your first gig, I guess this must have been what you were talking about right around COVID was Cow Island.
Yeah, so that was sort of a family event type thing, and it was my dad was actually playing bass on that, and we had a guy that he worked with that played in churches and never really listened to country music, and we just rehearsed a couple of times, put it together, and I did it, and I was like, well, maybe we could see this thing out and try to put a band together. And luckily I met a guy, Mr. Johnny, who helped me put a band together, found some musicians in the area. It's good I'd say to all the younger guys starting out, man, it's good to find somebody who is well connected with musicians. To me, that's the biggest thing, because it's hard to, right out the gate, find musicians. I find, unless you have some buddies.
Yeah. I say our buddy Dustin right there says, been great to watch Adam grow over the last several years.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. And And Dustin's been doing it a long time, man. And
well, man, Dustin, that's another influence I have, maniac's influence. I was I can't say how old I was because it's probably illegal to be in there, but I was in Cowboys at a pretty young age, you know, watching Dustin. We'd go there, watch him almost every weekend he was there. So I appreciate that, Dustin.
Yeah. It's great to have that support from those artists like that. So you started at the Cow Island gig, put your band together and all of that. And man, now you're playing bars and clubs and festivals and all these, you know, all this, all over the South, you know, and beyond. How has it been playing all those shows and all those different type of experiences?
Oh man, it's been fun. It's one thing I'll say is, you know, playing a festival in Eunice versus playing a honky tonk in Beaumont versus playing the Texas club in Baton Rouge. That's three totally different, you know, type of crowds. So it's good to get that experience, you know, with you know, a younger crowd, a honky tonk crowd, a festival crowd. It's totally different things. But I enjoy each one as much. I will say the dance halls are especially fun because it's good to see people dancing to the music, you know, those Texas dance halls.
Do you have any, I don't know, say shows or shows that you did or venues or festivals or anything that you've had the opportunity to play so far that you just really, you're like, man, that's awesome?
Man, I always say I personally love the Cajun Festival, which I know you had Big Al on. That's so fun to me because people are so excited because they're seeing every singer in Lafayette all on one weekend. They're happy to be there. I really enjoy that. I had a great time playing the Stockyards when we went to the Stockyards. We played the Rhinestone Saloon and the Cowtown Arena. And Stockyards is really cool, man. If anybody's ever been out there, it's a great time. I highly recommend it.
Big Al just hopped on. He said, hey, thanks, pal.
It's true, man. Thank y'all for having me this year, by the way.
Oh, man. Big Al's done a lot for that area, man.
Man.
He's been a staple down there too, and I'm glad to have him on last week and enjoyed having him as well.
Big Al's kind of our
part of the state down.
He's kind of our country music representative on K-Ball. He's the country guy, so we appreciate him playing our music.
Yeah, he is, man. How would you? I'm reading the comments right now, and one of the things that I keep seeing pop up over and over is great show, great entertainer. I'm saying it from quite a few different comments there. How would you describe your live show to someone who's never seen it? And I know you don't want to brag on yourself and all of that, but just how would you describe what you go for?
Well, I'd say the main thing is variety. You know, like I mentioned earlier, just the country and the Cajun, the classic rock. We try to do as much variety as we can without getting too, you know, I don't want to be a party band. I don't want to be a rock band. We try to keep it, you know, as country as possible, but do as much variety as we can. I'd say that's the main thing. It's just, you know, we're going from, you know, Keith Whitley to Zydeco to, you know, Three Doors Down, you know?
Yeah. I'm always interested in talking to guys and getting the different approaches on this type of thing. But you talked a while ago about how all of those things are so different, whether it be the honky tonk and the festival, whatever. Some guys have a set list and they just stay with that set list, and some guys get up there and they're just filling the crowd. Which one of those approaches do you normally take?
Oh man, kind of a set list for the most part. I find, you know, because you kind of want to advertise yourself the way you truly are, you know. But you know, if we play a honky tonk, we'll do more slow. If we do a Texas club, we're not going to do any slow, you know. But I'd say it's generally the same. I try to keep it the same the most I can. I'd like to do, you know, we do a couple originals. Now, if I was doing all originals, it would be, you know, all originals. And that's the goal for every artist, I'm sure, that comes on here, is to do a set list of all original songs, you know, because as a singer, you want to sing your own song. Nobody sings it better than you do.
That's right. Yeah. hopefully one day you'll flip it around to where you're doing 1 or 2 covers at the show.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest originals. And it takes time, and it takes it's really hard to get people to sit there and listen to an original song. I mean,
I've learned a trick. You don't say it's an original if they don't know. You know what I mean? Like, just because they'll just find themselves singing along. But when you say it's an original, if they don't know it, they don't know it.
Yeah, you can always be like, a lot of people don't know this, but this next song is George Strait's about to put this one out. He hadn't heard. Yeah. You hadn't heard it yet, but this is his new song, and then they'll start really listening. And
yeah. But like I said, I'm thankful to guys like Big Al and 97.3 The Dog that do play our songs. So I get surprised sometimes. There's one I have called Wasting Whiskey. Sometimes we'll play that one, and I'll see people singing along. It surprises me. So it's always cool to see.
Man, let me see this one here. It's Hans Nelson. He says, fast here from Big 102.1. I've seen many videos, but haven't been fortunate enough to see you live. Going to change that soon. Was hoping for Orange Beach next month, but I hear that's changed. Looking forward to meeting you and catching a live gig soon. So
actually,
Big 102.1. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, he's talking about Orange Beach. That was actually the hangout. We having to reschedule the date because they accidentally double booked a festival when we were playing. They have a Jeep festival going on, so we're having to move the date. But yeah, man, I can't wait to get out there to hang out. And thank you for saying that, man.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm tuning in from Orange Beach. I like that. Yeah. So what do you want people to say, man, whenever they leave your shows, whenever they get in the car and they look at their wife or husband or whatever? What do you want them to say?
One thing I'm big on, man, is the band I have. I'm real proud of the guys I have in the band. So a lot of the compliments we get is how tight the band is, how well the players play in the band. So if they can recognize that, that's a big deal to me. How well put together the band and the set list is. Because we work for that, so that's the main goal.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad that you recognize that at your age. I mean, you like I said, you're still a young man. When that lead singer's got that, when he pays attention to the band and treats the band right and appreciates the band behind him and all of that, that goes a long ways to your career, man. Just showing those guys that love and that appreciation, because truth is, man, you can't get up there and do what you do without them,
No, and I do acoustic shows. So like I said, I do music full time at the moment, and what that consists of is acoustic shows during the week here and there.
Yeah.
But those are nothing like a band show. People, they enjoy the acoustic shows. To sit at a restaurant, kind of thing, or a small bar. But the band shows that's the ultimate goal. When I started playing music, I didn't tell myself that I wanted to play in the corner by myself. I wanted to be on the stage.
You want to have some buddies up there with you. That's right. Yeah. So you guys, like Dustin coming on a while ago and all these comments and all that, you guys have made some waves, man, in the last few years. You've had several awards and nominations and stuff like that for your band and your live shows and all of that. What do those I know awards probably aren't why you do it, but what are the being recognized and all of that? What does that mean to you guys to be in such a region like we talked about with that much talent? What's it mean to be recognized for those awards?
Oh, it's great, man. And I was telling you earlier, man, I really appreciate what y'all do, for Louisiana country music guys. And I saw y'all made a post of, each area, and y'all had 10 singers from each area, and y'all, posted about that, and I was one of them, and I really appreciate that, man, because that goes a long way. Because we're out of Lafayette, we play sometimes in Baton Rouge. In fact, we're at Fred's on the River for Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
We go to Texas sometimes, but there's a lot of areas of Louisiana that we've never played at. They don't know who we are, so people like y'all help us get out there, and seeing stuff like that, seeing our name included on stuff is really nice. It makes the work worth it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that, man. That's kind of you to say, and that is one of our goals. And anybody watching this or listening to us that can help us with that. That's why we like to say, like and share and all of those things, because one thing that we're starting to see, and I'm starting to get calls and stuff as people are telling me, venues and all these other people who might be interested in booking music, they're calling me and telling me, hey, I found this guy in wherever, I'd never heard of him, or this girl, I'd never heard of him. I'm a big fan now, and this and that. So it's starting to get there, and
Yes.
it's just all of us working together.
Yeah, I've
We're
always said,
a small part of it,
stuff.
but these people in the comments right there, they're just as big of a part of this whole thing as we are, if we're really going to grow this thing.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Every share and every like helps the artist get out, and I always say that making a scene around, and I feel like Lafayette has a bit of a country scene around here, like guys like Dustin. So in Texas, I find there's a big scene of musicians and their fans and listeners that listen to that scene. Like, that's what they're into, is that Texas country scene. And, their Spotify numbers are way up because they're all sharing artists, they're all listening to that genre. So, if Louisiana could have a scene of a Louisiana country music that has its own, maybe its own sound, I think it could, do big things.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get it too, man. I think there's enough pride and love here in Louisiana. I think it's just a matter of everybody getting on the same page and really getting behind guys like yourself. But yeah, it's you've released 4 singles over the past 2 or 3 years. What have you learned about yourself as an artist and as a writer from that first single to where you think you are today?
Oh man, I'd say, you mean songwriting wise, or
artist, songwriter? Like, how do you feel like you've grown as a writer and an artist over the last, say, 3-4 years?
Well, as a writer, practice makes perfect. I'd say the more you do it, the better it is. Stylistically, I started more traditional sound, and I went kind of more, towards a Nashville sound, but the new stuff I have coming out is a lot more traditional. It's got fiddle, we got steel, kind of, going back to more traditional, folksy sound, I'd say. I'd put it that way.
Yeah.
But I just when it comes to songwriting, there's certain tricks to it, but another thing is, realizing that the way you feel about certain things in the song, the way you've lived, the experience you have, a lot of people can relate to. So just put it out there. I'm sure every singer is. I have 1,000 songs, and 999 of them will not be good enough for me. But it's really just because you being a perfectionist, and you should let them out.
Yeah. Do you think that when you say you're kind of coming back to that traditional sound and stuff like that, for you, does that feel more like coming home and being true to yourself and who you are? Is that why you feel
I'd say so.
to that?
I'd say so. Because like I said, that's the kind of sound I grew up on. And another thing too is I found, I'll say this, I've previously released songs that are maybe good songs to listen to, but they aren't the best to play live. Like, they don't have a good danceable beat. They're not not a good live song. And those more traditional sounding songs are a lot better to play live. It gets the crowd working. That's another part of it too.
One of the greatest songs that I think has ever been written is Chris Stapleton, Either Way.
Oh yeah.
You definitely don't want to play that one in the middle of the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. My favorite song of mine is called My Way. I love the song, and it's great to listen to while you driving or while you just hanging out. But I wouldn't say that's a showstopper, to play live, because it's mid tempo, it's minor chords. In South Louisiana, they want to hear Friends in Low Places. They're not. People go out to have fun. They don't want to be sad. They can be sad all week at work. They want to have fun on a Saturday night.
Yeah, and I think it's funny you say that, because I think a lot of, especially early artists, they don't necessarily always get that. They think that everybody should listen to them and their art and this and that. And but what the reality is, a lot of those people, it's just what you just said, man. They've had a long week. they're carrying stuff with them. They've got their own problems in life, and they want to listen to you, but they want to go out and have a good time and forget about their worries for a little bit. And that's really part of your job too, is to help them have a good time and forget about everything for
absolutely
2 hours or whatever.
Yeah. And look, I know the truth is, at the stage we're at right now, we have a decent amount of listeners on Spotify. We have the songs out, but the truth is the general public's not going to all know the words to our original songs. And that's why if I'm getting paid by the venue to play, I want the crowd to have fun first and foremost. So if that means I got to do cover songs, I'm going to do cover songs, but like you said, hopefully it gets to a point where we could do a whole show of originals. That would be, that's the goal,
Yeah. How often are you writing these days?
Man, I write typically every day. A lot of it is, it could be the same song getting reworked or figuring this out. Nowadays they got a lot of AI could be good and bad, like the Suno app. It's good because you can play guitar and sing into it and it'll give you a demo for free. But the bad thing is I found that once humans get on that, it's not going to sound like the Suno demo came out, because the Suno's doing some it's got weird artifacts doing this. So like, it's hard to recreate it. So I've done a lot of the Suno making demos to send to the studio for them to try to do it. But I've gone back to just playing with the guitar because I've learned that it's not going to sound like it does on Suno, in other words. And for anyone that doesn't know what Suno is, it's a AI app that you basically plug a song into, or you can write a song and it'll spit, like AI will spit up like the music out. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I've had this conversation with quite a few of the big writers in Nashville and stuff. And I think we kind of all land like, it's a great tool for if you pop in your little work tape, and it'll give you, okay, this is what it would sound like as a demo. Great tool for that. But I think anything beyond that, I mean, people are taking it and trying to release songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I think,
to me, I'm just
look, I mean, if you just, a guy that's sitting in your room wants to let out, so I mean, props to you. I support that. I just hope it doesn't get, on the radio, and, I hope it doesn't get that far. If you're just doing it for a hobby, I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
But I would hate to hear AI music start getting on the charts and the radio stations.
If you would have asked me, and I'm not going to keep you much longer, man, I'm looking at the clock here. But if you would have asked me even 6 months ago, I was much more, I guess, afraid in a way of what AI was going to do to music. And now I'm like, I think people are already tired of it. I think I can hear it. And like what you just said a while ago, if you know what you're listening for and you know music, you can hear it pretty quickly. Yeah. And I just turn it, man. Generally, I'm just like, I don't know. I want to hear a person. And I think more and more
I'm finding it's getting more backlash than I was worried too. When I started hearing it, knowing what I could do on Suno, I'm like, man, but the record labels probably wouldn't push it because there's no concert tickets to sell,
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing, that'll prevent it. And I don't know, I feel like the younger generation thinks of it as, they're not into it. They want the real thing. So
yeah, and another thing about it too, just wrapping up on it is man, there's an art to it, and writing a song is really difficult, and there's a lot of different parts. It's not just writing a few words that rhyme and then saying, here, do the rest. Like that's the fun part about creating a song, and that's the rewarding part. You got to get in the studio. You're sitting in the studio right now, and it's like figuring these things out. Okay, you might sit there for an hour working on a lick and be like, oh man, that's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard. So I don't know. I just hopefully, like you said, hopefully it won't become mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in 100 years, but I think we're safe right now. I think Louisiana country music's safe right now.
It still can't go out and play a show either. So
that's true. That's true.
So I think you were saying before we came on that you do mostly writing by yourself right now.
Yeah, I've not done too many, writer groups. I typically do it on my own. Now, is that better or worse? I don't know. I've never tried the other way. that's just what I do. I typically just write on my own. I'm such a perfectionist with the, like the way the song starts. You want it to catch the ear, like the way you sing it right when the first word comes out. You want that to hit well, like just little things like that. And I don't want to bother people in a writer's room with things like that. So I just kind of
anybody, man. It is. I've talked about this on the show a few times with different people. It is different, and it takes a little bit getting used to. I hated the thought of it the first time I did it because I was the same. I'm like, I don't really know how this works. But it's really fun to get in a room with a couple of talented people, and you're like, oh, dude, that's what I was trying to get out, or whatever, or vice versa.
Well, I'll ask you a question. Does it get more comfortable, like being in the group, kind of giving you opinion or shutting an opinion down as you go? Or is it kind of polite? No,
man. I mean, most songwriters that have any type of success at all, it's not about ego in there. It's just about honesty, and it's best line wins, and it doesn't matter who comes up with it. And a lot of times it's a combination, and it's like, dude, I like how you phrase that, but what if we said this on top of that, or whatever? And and a lot of times at the end, you're like, I can't remember who came up with what.
Yeah, true.
But you just, I mean, you don't say, man, that sucks, but you're just like, I don't know, dude, I don't love it, and you move on. And doesn't mean you're right or wrong, but I don't know. It's a really fun process. It's really fun.
I definitely, like I said, next time we get up there to Nashville, I'd love to hang out with y'all and try to do something like that.
Yeah, man. Let's put it right on the books, dude. Let's do that, and we'll push you out of your comfort zone. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a good time. Well, what do you talked about some music coming out? You talked about it's kind of going back to the traditional sound. What is it already kind of out? When can we expect it? How are you going to release it?
It's getting worked on right now. Some of the demos are done. Some of the drums are done. It's kind of in pieces, here and there. It got delayed a good bit. I was supposed to kind of let it out maybe in April. But I, kind of revisited some things, and but this time, it's a sure go. So hopefully it's out definitely by the end of the year, but hopefully I can get one out within a month, just one, and then let all of the rest out. But like I said, at this point, my number one goal with it is that, letting out songs from here on out. So that's what I love doing. And,
Yeah. Well, and the only piece of advice that I would say on that is always keep in mind that once it's out, it's out.
Yeah.
And it's better to wait a little bit and make the adjustments that you want and get it out right. That way, if you put it out and you're not happy with it when it goes out, every time you listen to it for the rest of your life, you're going to think about that one thing that nobody else probably will ever think about, but you're never going to be completely happy with it. So it's better to take your time and get it out the way that you want to get it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so this question, there's no right or wrong answer to, and there's pros and cons to each. So, and there's a million different reasons to and not do, but do you have any ambitions to potentially go try to do it in Nashville at some point, or are you wanting to more build this thing from the Lafayette region out like that? What's your plan?
It would definitely be the Lafayette region on out. I just, I like this area. When I started out, it was never in my head to ever move to Nashville, or even it was never in my head to even play Cowboys, to be honest. I was just playing in front of family. But no, it would definitely be, now look, if we get a song that makes some noise, I wouldn't have any problem going to Nashville often, to kind of make connections out there. But as far as for now, man, I'm happy where we're at. We're doing festivals. We're getting to Texas. I like to do more of that. Getting to Texas more, getting more Louisiana festivals in the New Orleans, Covington area. But as of now, man, I don't really have any. I love hanging out with y'all. I definitely want to go visit, but I don't have any thoughts of moving there, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of people even in Nashville that are from Louisiana that given the opportunity, they talk to us about it all the time, and they're like, man, we love what you guys are doing because we would love the opportunity to go back home. And if we could have a music scene done the right way back home in Louisiana, there's a lot of people that would prefer to move back, man. And it's a good music scene right now, but there's a lot of infrastructure, there's a lot of support things and all of those things that need to be in place for people to really make a living. You know, those Texas artists, they can travel Texas and make a living.
Well,
and that's
I always
what
say
we want to create here in Louisiana.
Like from Dallas to San Antonio to Austin to Houston, there's so much population right there. And once again, they have a scene. So all those people are listening to Texas country. And that's, I mean, you're talking multiple million people. Yeah. So why leave the state, you know? But
what we want to do is create to where you can make that round around Louisiana. You can go all the way around every region and hit all the places. And
well, I tell you what, Baton Rouge has a great scene. Lafayette has a good scene too. The only thing is venue wise, a lot of venues are closing in Lafayette. But the supporters are there. You know, the festivals are popular, the events are popular. But for some reason, the venues are tend to be shutting down in Lafayette lately. But Baton Rouge has really good venues. Like I said, I love playing at Fred's. Texas Club is the best thing in the state.
Texas Club's iconic.
Yeah.
You guys hang in there because we got one more question, I guess, and then we're gonna give away some Boudin. Alex is behind the scenes. I'm gonna let him go ahead and whatever he does behind the scenes, selecting winners and all of that. But we'll do that in a second. But on that note, man, say the next 3 to 5 years in Louisiana, what are some things that you would like to see get better in the state as far as the music scene and the support and all of that type of stuff? What do you hope it looks like in 3 to 5 years?
Oh man, I hope, you know, once again, there is a scene, that the new generation keeps carrying on tradition like Cajun music. I hope there's a lot of innovation, you know, new sounds, new song, like supporting original songs, you know, like Dustin Sonia has some great original music.
He does.
You know, supporting people like him, supporting us. You know, when we let out a song, just, you know, seeing support from those songs, you know, innovation, not just cover songs, you know, innovation, you know.
Yeah, I love that, man. Like everybody, like you've got really strong followers I can see here. And that's what I want to get across to everybody watching tonight is together we can do this. Just keep supporting Adam and keep supporting Dustin and keep supporting Clay and all the other Kylie's coming home. Keep supporting everybody and show up because there's a lot of talent and they need that support and we could do this thing. So what's next, man? Last question for you is just kind of what's next for the band. And I know you said you got new music coming out and it looks like you guys are hitting the road. What's these next few? I guess we're getting to the end of the year, man. What's closing out the year look like for you?
Well, we got a good amount of festivals coming up. We're blessed with, you know, playing having the festivals in this area, man. Because I could be wrong, but I don't think if you go to, you know, Kansas, that every town has a festival where thousands of people are there. You know, in fact, artists from other states will be like, where are you playing at? When I see you post, like, where is this? And I'm like, it's something we do down here. We just have a festival and thousands of people show up. Like, I don't know.
It flies or crawls or grows or swims or whatever.
I think in other states, they'll maybe have like I could be wrong, but I think it's like a state fair. And then that's kind of it, you know, or like a county fair. But, you know, so luckily we have a lot of festivals coming up, to name a few, Rice Fest in Crowley, Cracklin Festival. We just played the Shrimp Festival in Delcom, which was a great time. It was a really nice festival. But we have a few coming up. We in Colfax at the Pecan Festival.
I love it. Oh man. Well, will you announce our winner for us tonight? So every week we again, I'm very grateful for our partners at Billy's Boudin. They are big supporters of Louisiana country music, our vision, supporters of the artist, all of that. They're really trying to help us make a difference in the state. And every week they're nice enough to give away. It's a 1 pound of smoked sausage, 1 pound of Boudin links, and 1 pound. I mean, a 6-pack of the pepper jack cheese Boudin balls. So they mail it straight to your door. So yeah, man, I'll do the drum roll and let Alex pop it on the screen, and I'll let you read the winner. So
all right,
let's see if Alex is paying attention.
Cody.
I
hate to mispronounce it.
Yeah,
no
not
block.
block. Yeah, Cody not block. There you go.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, awesome.
Good stuff,
yeah.
man. Billy's Boudin. That's right. Their locations are not too far from me, so it's some good stuff. Shout out. Speaking of Dustin, shout out to Mr. Tony Ordwin. I think he manages over there or something like that. Dustin's guitar player.
Oh, really? Okay, nice. Okay. Yeah, Cody, if you will, just DM us at Louisiana Country Music and just send us your address and all of that, and we'll get it over to our friends at Billy's, and they will get it out to. They'll get it shipped tomorrow, and it'll show up at your door. And you might have to share it with Adam. That's only.
Hey, some good stuff, man.
Well, man, I appreciate you jumping on, dude. I know it's Tuesday night and you probably got stuff to do, but appreciate you jumping on for a few minutes and hanging out, dude.
But thank y'all so much for having us, man. I want to give a shout out to the Cattle Festival. We'll be out there. I forgot them. I don't want to forget anybody. There's a few of them and Tavon. But thank you so much for having us, man. I appreciate you having me on here, and keep doing what y'all doing, man. It's great. It keeps us motivated. I'd love to see Louisiana get a chart again, to kind of have that, want to get to the #1 spot. That's what all the fun's about, But,
it's on the whiteboard. We're just trying to figure out how to do it the right way. That's really the only holdup is we don't want it to be, picking buddies, and we want it. Trying to figure out how to do it, how to measure it, and all of that. So but it'll get there. We got some ideas. So man, we appreciate it, dude. Holler at me soon. We'll get up to Nashville, and we'll do a little right, man. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, that'd be great. I love that. Yeah, definitely. Let me know.
All right, brother. We tell everybody down in Lafayette region that we said hello.
I sure will.
All right, man. We'll see you soon. Thank you, brother. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for another great night of Louisiana country music. Big thanks to Adam for jumping on tonight. Huge thanks to you guys in the comments. I mean, it's so much fun whenever you guys are participating and all that. And I know it means the world to the artists when you guys do that as well. So I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Look, if you enjoyed this interview, if you tuned in to watch Adam, tune in on other Tuesday nights. Karen's a regular, and she can vouch. There's a lot of good interviews, and you get to meet so many really cool people around the state. So make this a Tuesday night hang, and we do it every Tuesday night here. Make sure to follow, like, share, comment, and all those things, and help us share these Louisiana country music artists with the world. Just thank you guys for tuning in. God bless all the Louisiana folks out there. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next Tuesday night right here on Louisiana Country Music Live.